So this is a question from electromagnetic induction multiple choice questions. So MCQ. The very first question is a square of side L meters lies in XY plane. So from XY plane means we can find out area equals to L square K cap, where the magnetic field is given B equals to, so we can write down here B equals to B naught 2I cap plus 3J cap plus 4K cap Tesla. We have to find out the magnitude of flux. So we have to find magnitude of flux. So my dear, flux we know that BA. So from here we can write B as, write down here B naught 2I cap plus 3J cap plus 4K cap into this, that is L square K cap. So if you multiply this, we get here 4 into L square, that is 4 L square B naught, 4 L square B naught Weber. So our option C is correct option. Next question is, a loop has 6 corners, A equals to given this, B is given in this way. Now we have to find out a magnetic field that is present in the region, the flux passing through the loop A, B, C, D, E, F, A. तो यहाँ से हमें इसका आंसर फ्लक्स निकालना है. तो फ्लक्स मतलब हमें पता है मैग्नेटिक फील्ड इनटू द एरिया. तो सबसे पहले हम इस लूप का डायग्राम करेंगे. इस लूप का डायग्राम कुछ इस तरह से बनता है. दिस इज Y, so we can write on here. This is Z, this is X. We can write on here A, B, C, D, E, this is F, this is A. So we have to find out this loop. Now the very first loop, that is A, B, C, D, is in the XY plane. So we have the area A1, let us say area A2. So we have area A1, it is in XY plane. So we have, this is L square. Since this is in the plane, so we can write it as this is L square K cap, and A2 equals to, this is in the YZ plane. So we have A2 equals to L square I cap. Therefore, total area equals to A1 plus A2 gives L square I cap plus L square K cap. So we can write on this one. Also magnetic field is given this. So magnetic field we have, therefore magnetic flux equals to this into this. So we can write down here L square I cap plus L square K cap into B naught I cap plus K cap. So this is nothing but we get 2B naught L square WB. So our final answer is this. This is the third question. There are two coils A and B as shown in the figure. A current starts flowing in B. Suddenly the current starts flowing in B. When A is moved towards B, जब A को B की तरफ ले जा रहे हैं, towards B, and stops when A stops. जब A बंद हो जाती है तो करंट B भी यहाँ पर बंद हो जा रही है. इसका मतलब यहाँ पर है कि यहाँ पर induced EMF तैयार हो रही है. और यहाँ पर देखना है कि जब A बंद हो रही है तो B किस लिए बंद हो रही है. यानी कि A में जो है there is a constant current in the counter. So our option D, that is option D, is the right answer. दिस इज वन मोर क्वेश्चन। ये क्वेश्चन में पूछा गया है कि एक सिलेंडर बार मैग्नेट जो है इज रोटेटेड, ये घुमा दिया है अपने एक्सिस पे। ए वायर इज कनेक्टेड फ्रॉम द एक्सिस एंड इज मेड टू टच द सिलिंड्रिकल सरफेस। एक वायर यहाँ से टच किया हुआ है। देन what will happen? We can see it very clearly that हम देख सकते हैं कि ये सिलेंडर घूम रहा है लेकिन यहाँ पर चेंज इन फ्लक्स विद द सर्क्यूट नहीं हो रहा है, जिसके कारण नो करंट फ्लोज थ्रू द एमीटर। सो आवर ऑप्शन बी इज द करेक्ट आंसर। Our next question from the exemplar is the self-inductance L of a solenoid of length small l and area of the cross section A with a fixed number of turns increases. That means what the self-inductance increases. We already know the relation self-inductance is equals to this relation where N can be written as N by L. That means what? Less is the length, then there is an increment in the inductance, and more is the area of the cross section, there is more in the inductance. So finally our option goes to B. So this option is correct option. Yeah, one more question is that a metal plate is getting heated. एक metal plate heat होता है, किस लिए heat होता है? चलो देखते हैं। जब एक metal plate heat होता है यानी कि वहां से a current, either maybe direct current or alternate current is passing through the plate. This is called the heating effect of the current. एक तो करेक्ट है, यानी कि हमारा प्रश्न डी तो करेक्ट होना ही है। अब डी जब करेक्ट है तो ए तो होना ही होना है, तो यहाँ पर ऑलरेडी दो ऑप्शन हमें करेक्ट मिल चुका है। एक और चीज होती है कि जब भी एक मेटल प्लेट इज गेटिंग हीटेड यानी कि इट इज प्लेस्ड in a time varying magnetic field where there is a changing in the magnetic flux producing the induced EMF as well as induced current. For that purpose also a metal plate can get heated. So our option even B is also correct. Here the three options are correct: A, B and D. Thank you. एक और एक प्रश्न है म्यूचुअल इंडक्टेंस के ऊपर। The mutual inductance M12 of the coil 1 with respective to the coil 2. You can see the figure over here. There are two coils here. Now what happens if the coils are brought nearer? Then there is increase when they brought nearer. That means what? The mutual inductance gets increases when the coils are brought nearer. So our first option is correct as well as the option D is correct. One more thing is that if here here it is written that increases when one of them is rotated. So this option could have been also correct if it would have been a relative orientation. क्योंकि relative orientation के ऊपर भी mutual inductance डिपेंड करती है। So this is one more question from class 12. An EMF is produced in a coil. एक EMF produce हो रहा है in coil में, which is not connected to an external voltage. It is due to, why it is due to? Actually this is the phenomenon of electromagnetic induction. So यहाँ पर magnetic flux तैयार होती है, तो यहाँ से हम देख सकते हैं the coil being in a time varying magnetic field. So this option has to be correct. Next is that the coil moving time varying magnetic field, this has to be correct. Also the coil moving in a constant magnetic field, this has to be correct. In the fourth option is given the coil is stationary in external spatially varying magnetic field which does not change with the time. So if it happens, so there would not have been the phenomenon of electromagnetic induction. So we cannot say that this option is correct. So this option is wrong, whereas A, B and C options are correct. One more question is that a circular coil expands radially in a region of magnetic field and no electronegative, that is electromagnetic, this is magnetic force is produced in the coil. Why? The total, we can see that there is no magnetic flux linked with this situation. So finally our option B and C is the correct option.